I probably wasn't the best as like the gung-ho missionary for preparing. It was really hard for me to serve a mission because my life was exactly how I wanted it to be. I had really good friends, schooling was going great, and so it was really hard for me to leave everything behind and kind of go. I did the basics. You pray, you read your scriptures in the morning, I attended church, fulfilled my callings. The best things that helped me, because it was actually a really hard time for me, was talking with church leaders. I got to know some church leaders really well, and even if you do want to go on a mission, the adversary still attacks you really hard. He's going to do everything he can in his power not to get you to go, and he was definitely doing that to me. And so to have some really good friends and some really good church leaders to rely on, they were the ones who helped me through and made sure I got to the MTC and fulfilled my mission. But yeah, I mean, you do the basic things. I didn't really study the language at all beforehand. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. So I wish I would have looked at Preach My Gospel more. The language, yes, you will be blessed for your efforts beforehand, but in reality, it like hits you like a brick when you get in the MTC. And even if you studied a tiny bit, unless you've taken years in college or in high school, it doesn't give you that much of an advantage. But yeah, I studied the scriptures, but I would think actually solidifying or coming up with ways your testimony is true. Like, I knew the Book of Mormon was true, but I didn't know how to express myself in saying that I knew the Book of Mormon was true. I knew that God was my loving Heavenly Father, but how did I know that? You can't just say that. You need a way to express that so someone else can feel it and someone else can believe it. You don't necessarily need a big story, but you need to know how to state it clearly and in a way that's powerful so that the investigator or whomever you're teaching can feel it. And I didn't have those stories to match up with the testimonies that I had or the expressions. And I guess that would have been really helpful to be able to know why I think the church is true, why I think the Book of Mormon is true, and been able to express myself in those areas.